Hello, this is your business spirit guide, and this is your weekly message from Mercury. Mercury transited into the zodiac sign Taurus April 25th and will leave July 2nd, 2022. Mercury will be retrograde May 10th until June 13th. This transit will affect you if Mercury rules your dasha, your antidasha, if Mercury is in your first house, or if Mercury is retrograde in your birth chart. Mercury, when it went retrograde on May 10th, it was in the nakshatra called Rohini in Pada 1. So Mercury represents the market, it represents communication, it represents our thoughts, short distance travel, and Rohini represents fertility, growth, the energy that makes us want to create, and it represents things of high quality and value. The moon rules this nakshatra Rohini. So when Mercury comes here, it could cause a lot of confusion. And I say that because Mercury is always moving, it's always fast, it's always wanting to do 1,000 things at the same time. And the moon is always changing as well. It's always changing its phases, and it also moves very fast. So you have these two fast moving planets. Their energy is together. They're moving fast, they're always changing. One affects our mind, our thoughts, which is Mercury, and the moon affects the way our emotions make us think, affect our mind. So these energies will be together. So that's what can cause confusion. The first pada of this nakshatra is ruled by Aries. And Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is the planet that rules Aries, as I said, and it's in the zodiac sign Aquarius right now as I'm recording. This is May 13th when I'm recording. So you might really want to take action on your business. You might want to take action more on social media, writing, or creating something. But the retrograde in the zodiac sign Taurus, ruled by Venus, and the retrograde in Libra, the retrograde in Libra is the south node of the moon, Ketu. Ketu and Rahu, the north and the south node of the moon, are always in a state of retrogression. Okay, so there's the energy of retrograde in Libra and in Taurus right now. They're both ruled by Venus, which represents money. So that being said, it's really important that we reflect on our money right now, our money situations. How can we improve them? How can we, Taurus is about accumulation, saving, banking. How can we do better at that? And then Venus also represents relationships. This nakshatra that Mercury is in represents relationships. The Libra, the zodiac sign, Libra, the other sign that Venus rules, where K2 is, where the energy of the lunar eclipse is building up right now. That represents relationships, Libra. So you might want to reflect on that. Stability is something else and security. It's something else that we might want to be reflecting on right now. We might want to be reflecting on what's valuable to us and how we can add value to our lives and how we can see and manifest more value in ourselves. Some of us don't see our value. Some of us might need to do things to add value, like I don't know, go back to school, try to create more money, financial stability. But it all starts with just knowing, having an inner knowing. This retrograde is always talking about going within. Okay. Mercury is going to be trying Pluto when it retrogrades. And Pluto is also retrograde. So retrograde Pluto is in Uttara Shada Pada 3. And this means we might be doing inward reflection and inner transformation and a deep searching for the truth. Even if it means searching and reflecting on our shadow selves. On the topic of accumulation and the truth. I think some questions we can ask ourselves are, what is blocking the accumulation of our knowledge or wealth? What are we allowing to block our accumulation of wealth and knowledge? The third pada of Uttara Shada is ruled by the zodiac sign Aquarius, which is ruled by the planet Saturn, which is in Aquarius right now in the sky. So this retrograde Mercury trine Pluto will give us the energy to reflect on our mindsets and what needs to transform in us to change the accumulation of our knowledge and wealth. On May 12th, the retrograde Mercury was trine the waxing gibbous moon in Hasta Pada 1. On this day, now remember, I'm recording this on May 13th, so May 12th, I'm talking about yesterday. So yesterday on May 12th, our energy and emotions might have been very strong. And the best ways for us to utilize this energy, hopefully we did this, would be by using our hands and communicating. We have the energy of retrograde Mercury, which rules our mind and communication. The moon, which rules how our emotions affects our minds. And it's in its own nakshatra with Mars that represents anger and aggression, ruling the first pada. So we can release strong emotions through things like writing with Mercury, things like kickboxing with Mars, the energy of Mars being there, or lifting weights. The key to harnessing all this energy is to manifest the seed you planted during the solar eclipse. Focus on that. On May 13th, retrograde Mercury will be sextile Jupiter. This could be a good time to plan a trip, to relax and release stress. So today is really good for that. This could also be a good time to reflect on your deeper purpose because of you have reflection of retrograde Mercury and Jupiter representing our purpose. So we might want to reflect on our purpose a little deeper, or we might want to reflect more on the purpose of what we're trying to manifest or call in right now. Excuse me. And just reconnect with, why are we trying to manifest this? What is at the root, with K2 representing roots and the lunar eclipse coming up May 15th and 16th. K2 represents the root. So what's at the root of what you're trying to call in and manifest? And is that in alignment with your higher self? Is that in alignment with your overall goals? So there might need to be some rechecking in, recalibrating on what you're trying to manifest right now, or what your actual goal and purpose is right now for your life. Okay. On May 14th, Mercury will retrograde into the nakshatra Kritika, into its fourth pada, and it will be there until May 18th. When Mercury is here, we really need to be aware of our inner critic. Okay, we have to make sure we're not speaking too harshly to ourselves, because Mercury is retrograde and Mars rules this nakshatra. Because Jupiter rules the fourth pada of this nakshatra, we can use this time to think critically and practically on what actions we can take to acquire the wealth that we want. So instead of criticizing ourselves and being harsh on ourselves with our thoughts, we can use those energies to the best of their ability and just be really realistic and grounded and down to earth in our thinking and perspective when it comes to what we want with our wealth and our strategy and plan to get it. On May 15th, the Sun enters Taurus and becomes conjunct with retrograde Mercury. But it won't be actually combust until May 22nd. So this transit will help us it'll enlighten us on how our mindsets, thoughts, memories, and perspectives from the past, communications from the past, or lack of skills, or maybe just education could be keeping us from our success. So we'll be enlightened on how things that are represented by Mercury could be keeping us from our success. Communication, thoughts, skills, lack of skills, education, things like that. What we need to do to make changes when it comes to that. On May 16th, the full moon in the nakshatra in Ardra in pada 2 will be opposite retrograde Mercury. Now, this will be a really good time to express your emotions through verbal or written communication. This is also a good time to communicate for your business. For example, you might need to close some sales. You might want to do some more marketing. You might want to be a little bit more consistent on social media. So this is what I have according to Vedic Astrology. Now I'm going to move on to the tarot. But before I do, if you like this video, if you like what you're hearing so far, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, okay? So now we're getting into the tarot portion. What is Mercury's message or warning for us concerning our business this week? I have El Moria. I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, but bear with me. And it's awakening presence. And it's also clarified by the Five of Swords and the bold card in reverse. Mercury's message concerning your business or career this week is a mixture of the energy of Mercury and Mars. This lineup of cards is showing us that we are protected. It looks like some of us are experiencing some mental conflicts concerning our business. This makes sense because when Mercury is retrograde, it does cause mental confusion, especially if it's already retrograde in your natal birth chart. To gain more clarity on what you could have mental conflicts or confusion around, find out where the zodiac sign Taurus is in your Vedic astrology birth chart. The area of your life that the house that Taurus rules in your chart could show you where you're confused and conflicted and how it could be affecting your business or career. Because the nakshatra that Mercury is in represents relationships, you could be thinking that you can't move forward with your business or career because it could cause conflicts with your relationships. This bold card in reverse really feels like the fear of the unknown to me. And this is another energy of Mars. This is Mars. It likes to get things done when it's in when it's in its best energy. It likes to work hard to take the actions that need to be taken to reach the goals. It's all about working hard, staying focused, and reaching the goals. But Mars, if it's on a low energy, it's really afraid to move forward. It's really afraid of the unknown. So sometimes we experience mental conflicts because we're not being honest about what we really think and what we really think needs to be done. So we'll say, I don't know what to do, when what we really mean is, I know what to do, but I'm too afraid to do it. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it in another way, but I can't find another way. And that's what's causing the confusion. Okay? We have to just accept that we know what we need to do, and it's going to be hard, but that's the only way that we should do what needs to be done to move forward. Okay? So that's our I say that's the warning, but really that's the overall theme. That's the overall theme for Mercury this week when it comes to our business. Okay. So let me summarize this so we're not walking away from this confused. It's all about knowing that we're protected in the decisions that we make, especially if they're in alignment with our purpose. Even though people around us could be mad, we're protected. So that's the theme that we might be experiencing in this week. And that's Mercury's message. Moving on, this is the challenge, okay? What challenges or warnings does Mercury want us to be aware of this week? I got the Shekinah's sacred self, clarified by the reverse 3 of Wands and white Terra sensitivity. Our challenge or warning from Mercury this week is connected to our throat chakra. I saw that because I was drawn to the dove that is covering the woman's throat on the first card on the second column. When I see doves, I think of the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit represents the still small voice of our intuition that we really have to be still and be quiet to listen to and hear. I feel that we can experience challenges if we don't do what retrograde Mercury is asking us to do, which is to reflect and relax. If we allow ourselves the time to slow down and reflect, we can tune out the energy of everyone else. And this sensitivity card at the bottom of the second column is showing us that we can really be sensitive to the energy and thoughts and opinions of people around us right now. That's why it's really important that we spend time meditating and connecting to our throat chakra, which is ruled by Mercury. The more we do that, we can gain clarity on our truth, which will clear up the mental conflicts and confusion that we're experiencing. Okay? So, moving on to what actions does Mercury want you to take this week for your business? I have Gaia Earth Connection, Four of Roses Reverse, and Bass Independence. I feel like this last column has a connection to the lunar eclipse. And as I said earlier, Mercury will be opposite the full moon lunar eclipse on May 16th. I say this because what Mercury wants you to take action on this week is staying grounded, making sure you're in alignment with yourself, and make sure you're making the decisions you need to make independently of what others think, or independently of what you think others think. The lunar eclipse energy is coming in here because K2 is in Libra, motivating us to elevate above relationships or transform relationships that are holding us back. Also, K2 in Libra is asking us to make choices that take us in a direction of moksha. Overall, this retrograde this week is asking us to stand strong in our truth and communicate our truth. But first, we need to spend some time reflecting and going within to gain clarity on what our truth actually is. That's Mercury's message for you this week. If you're interested in a personal business reading, click on one of the links in the description box below. Until next time, take care of yourself.